How are you?
Good.
Good.
Yeah, it's been chilling all the time.
Chilling.
Yeah.
How is your online activity? Busy?
Kind of in the domestic China.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just like a lot of videos to edit, something like that. Yeah, recently they put more restrictions about like we can talk, we cannot talk about.
Sure.
Yeah. Great.
So some updates.
Mm-hmm.
We spoke to the landowner today, just for an update as of this week.
Oh, you talked to the landlord today?
Yep. He's confirmed he's expecting the land to be completed within the first week of next month, so October.
Okay.
So we need to start moving now with our action plan. What we would suggest...
So what do you mean finish? What do you mean the finish? Finish cutting?
Cutting.
So
yeah.
what are you going to have after the cutting? You're going to have a certificate?
They will then have a new title deed. So for that plot, there's going to be a new title for that plot. What we would also add, so if we go ahead with this from our side, I need to where we put in the land. So we organise the Thai limited business from the address. We would also then start another meeting then with the bank. We would probably ask the owner if he would accompany us together to the bank.
Yeah.
Just so we've got, because there's certain questions that they don't want to answer because we're not the owner of the land. They will only answer in front of him.
Answering what?
Well, we would like one more time to go to the bank to reconfirm what we already know. But just as we come into the later stage now, is the
you already know about
the bank would cut the land and just to reconfirm that with the monies that you need to pay the balance, the 75%, to reconfirm that they accept the 75% for this plot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is gonna happen in when?
Well, we can do this before they've cut the land. Yeah.
Before they cut the land.
Yeah.
So right now the land
it's not cut. It's been surveyed.
Okay.
And then they have planned, according to the telephone poles, the land department plans to issue the certificate within the first part of the month. Yeah. Of October.
Okay, so that probably around October 7th.
This is what the plan is. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So we would need.
But this has nothing to do with the landlord, right? Because this is actually the
This is the land department.
Yeah, land department.
But what we need to do is we would need to monitor with the land department, and we would also, to make sure that process is still ongoing. Make sure the landlord is not telling us, the correct information. We can do that without his authority. That's fine. We have connections at the land department. But we would also then, in the next 2 weeks, go to the banks with him and just reconfirm in front of him, with us there as a law firm representing the buyer, that he is willing, and the bank are willing that once that title has been issued, that they accept it going directly out of his name, and the bank will have the mortgage on the new Shanot. They'll have the mortgage on there as well, and do they accept releasing it directly to our client?
Okay. So basically that time,
if they accept that, we can then start picking up our pace of what documentation is needed, because potentially on the day of issue, if we get the right type of documentation from the bank, we may be able to issue the transfer on the same day. So realistically, if we
otherwise,
otherwise they would issue.
Otherwise, how many days it would take to issue it?
Well, if they issue on the 7th, for example, and if we have our documentation in place, we may be able to transfer the new title into your company name on the same day, if we are well prepared.
So you mean next week? Around the next week?
If we start by Monday, if you tell me today, go ahead, I can then start processing all the documentation for you. Processing all the documentation with the company setup, organising the meeting with the bank, rechecking at the land department that everything is being split the way it's supposed to, meeting with you again to show you exactly where it is split, is it exactly the way you wanted it. So there's going to be a few meetings between you and me going to the land department, the bank, etc. And if everything is okay, potentially we may be able to release that and transfer in to the company name, the company that we've set up for you. Okay?
But it also has to be the same day, like I would transfer the money to the bank.
So what I would recommend is that you transfer the money to our law firm, and then we protect you.
Okay.
So we issue a check. Once we've negotiated with the bank, they need to tell us how to split the check. So is all of the money going to the bank, or is part of the money going to the bank and we're allowed to pay part of it to the landowner? I don't know the details yet. We also need to create the correct documentation that the land department will accept the release of that land and the letter from the bank allowing to transfer into the company. So they need to see a transaction as well. So that on
the land department.
The land department would need to see letters from the bank and letters for the purchase and the contract of the land, etc. So there's quite a lot of documentation involved to manoeuvre that within a short period of time.
Okay. I see. But you say like short period of time, like how long it would take? 1 week or?
If you gave me the okay today or Monday, there's a possibility that we may be able to, on the same day that the title is issued, I may be able to have the documentation in place. So when he is issued, he doesn't.
But when the land is issued, it's actually the land department will inform you, right? Will notify you, or the
they
land.
Don't notify yet. So they will only notify me if I ask them to. So at the moment we've been in communication with them. But the official person they need to notify is the owner.
Okay.
But if we was to go down with a power of attorney from the owner as well, then we also will get the telephone call. We'll be in communication with the land department as well. So we all have a deadline date. We will be creating the documentation in time for that deadline date. Even if we don't transfer on the day of the land title being issued, it's okay. But at least we've got all my documentation in place, power of attorneys, confirmation from the banks, etc. We're all ready to go. So no, it would be in a short period of time. It could be a matter of days or a week later. So all we need from you, realistically, I've got here the list of works that we need to do, and if you give me the green light, we can start work on it straight away from Monday for you.
Okay.
Which is company set up. Then I will then be bringing the owner to meet with me. Going to the land department, going to the bank and starting all the process.
Because right now, there's one certain thing is that because I'm a Chinese, if I want to transfer a bunch of money out of China, I also have to go through a certain process and procedure. It's like they have to check
what documentation you require, you can let us know, and I can let my accounting know. You can transfer.
No, I don't need any document. It just takes time. Because
how long does it normally take?
Maybe I don't know, because it's getting more and more restricted.
Okay.
Because right now.
What I would advise is you transfer directly to our accountant. So basically to our Fairfax law firm. The money will stay on hand, ready for us to cut the checks needed for the bank.
But you're gonna give me a kind of like invoice or some stuff to say this money is you receive the money and this money is used for.
So we'll have an invoice for our services.
Okay.
And we'll have a letter which is to confirm that Fairfax law firm is going to be handling the funds for the purchase of this land plot.
Okay.
And it will also confirm on that letter, in the event that the land deal cannot go through, then you as the client would need to tell me where you want me to return the money to. So you want me to return it back to China, or you want me to return it to the Thai bank account, for example. So that is only in the event that there is some problems at the last minute, so we can return the money. But what's needed is to make sure that we have the funds on hand, because we have to show the land department that it's a real transaction.
But the transaction is actually from my bank account to your company account.
You can transfer and then Fairfax.
But the land department, they will accept that?
Yes, we do this for every client.
Okay.
Every client. So we cut a check, which is a Fairfax law firm, and then the land department, we just create the documentation that we're representing you and handling the funds on behalf of the client.
May I have a piece of blank piece of paper? And give me a pen?
Sure.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. You're still at the lunch?
I'm still living there. Because right now I asked landlord give me another small house to live there for just maybe 3 months or 4 months.
The neighbor, okay. Like,
They don't have neighbor.
Okay.
There's nobody living there right now. Yeah. Because it's like, because the COVID, they stopped the business, but they only keep the bar. Oh, thank you. They only keep the bar business opening. Yeah.
Is it open now or closed?
You mean Amsterdam bar?
Yeah.
It's still open.
Oh, is it?
It opens every day.
Right.
But basically, because it has two business, like the land for the house for rent and the bar business. I think since a long time, even before COVID, they stopped doing the land, the house for rent business because the landowner doesn't give a fuck about this thing at all. Yeah. He's not a business person. He's more like a playboy, like an old playboy, you know, wanting to catch up his last moment of life or whatever. Like girls, drugs, every day. So today is
Today is the
September 24th.
24th.
Yeah.
So we would start work on the 27th.
Okay, wait. So October. So you say like around October 7th, right?
This is what has been said that within the first week. So up until the 7th.
So days we were gonna have the feedback from the land department.
Well, there is a possibility that the actual title will be cut.
What do you mean the title? I don't get it.
So right now, you've got example his land plot, which was how many right was it? 8 right, yeah? 8 right. So for example, but now he has asked for the land department. Do you remember to cut them into pieces?
Yes.
Yeah. So 8. So he's cut 8 plots.
Okay.
So that there. So basically, it will be then to see the plots that is cut. Yeah. So
basically from one document change into many documents.
They're going to get 8 titles.
Okay.
One which we're going to be example where it is. So this is the one that we're going to be focusing for you.
Okay.
And that should be issued in the first week of October.
Okay. Days. And so after this, then we can. So basically, you're gonna arrange a meeting with the bank, right? And better.
And the landowner.
With landowner.
Yeah. And then
to make a reconfirm
everything, because now we've got, let's say, 14 days for action. We want to make sure that you're not wasting your time, we're not wasting our time, so we need to then make sure.
What do you mean 14 days? What do you mean 15?
We've got about 14 days to get our documentation from planning for a transfer to planning to transfer the land into your company name.
Okay.
So what we would do is in that period of time, set up the company. We would organise for the funds to come to Thailand.
Okay.
We would then show the bank that I have the funds on behalf of our client.
Yeah.
So it's real. The funds are here, ready to go. We would, with the owner and the bank, confirm with the balance that is needing to be paid. What do they need? All of that money, or a percent of the money. Once they have agreed, they would have to send a letter to Suratani. That we need to wait for that letter to confirm back that that amount is accepted.
Yeah.
And then from that point, we know then how.
You mean the bank will submit
allowed for him to sell what plot number 1
from the center
from
bank in Suratani.
In Suratani. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This takes we've used this bank a lot with our clients. So we've the standard is about 14 days.
14 days.
Yeah, standard. Yeah.
It's like get the permission, right, from the central bank.
That's it. So we would go next week, for example, to the bank with your contract, with the owner, and then say that we are representing you. This is what is available for your bank in 14 days. Do you want it? Do you want all of it, or do you want part of it? And that's what we need to confirm.
Yeah. And there's one more thing is that because I'm always like this kind of like style of doing business. Like when I'm certain with one thing, I would like to move for the next. Because right now I'm still not 100% sure about whether I could get the land at the end. Because so I prefer you guys can do this step first. that to make sure
Yeah.
that the bank would say everything, confirm everything is yes.
Sure. Okay.
Then I would like to proceed to open the company.
Open the company.
And
No
then
problem.
to do the things because
No
this
problem.
is just my style.
Fine, no problem.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to do that within next week.
Yeah.
If we do that, that's
Because
fine.
I'm afraid because that's happening but when I was doing business in
No
Thailand
problem.
because
Do you
I prepared
have
everything
Do you
and
have
then
any other desire, if this land deal does not go through, do you have any other desires to use the company for something else or no?
no. This company
Only
is
for this.
only for this.
Okay, so we will do it this way.
Yeah.
So step number one will be to get the full confirmation
Yeah.
that they accept this,
Yeah.
but we won't be able to close the deal by the issue of the title day. Because
What is the issue of title day?
when the land department, if the land department issue the title on the
Yeah.
7th of
Okay.
October,
Yeah.
next week for me to, I would
Next
need to,
week, you mean?
if I was going to transfer the title on the same day as the land title being issued, I would need to do two jobs at the same time. I would need to open up the company
Yeah.
because that has a process.
Yeah.
At the same time, I've negotiated with the owner and the bank and the land department. That would have to be at the same time
Okay.
for it to be possible. There's no problem. I can do your way, which is we check first.
Yeah.
Everything is 100% okay.
Yeah.
And then once we've done that, then we open up the company and
Yes,
organise the transfer. But I would expect, because I know the way the banks and the deadlines of opening companies, will probably be available for transfer about the 14th of October.
14th October.
Yeah, which is no problem. It just means that the title will be issued into the owner's name first,
Okay.
and then we will transfer at a later date when our documentation, our company is
I understand.
set up. Yeah,
So basically you mean that the same day, for example October 7th, that the title is actually
Issued.
empty.
if the title will be issued into the owner's name,
Yeah, but it's still owner's name, right?
still owner's name, still the mortgage on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there'll be a mortgage.
So then what's the difference from the October 7th and October 14th?
It would mean that he's going to have the title for about 7 days. And then later on, when our documentation, our company is set up, we would then organise the transfer later.
Okay.
Yeah, that's if there was a...
It doesn't matter, right?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter much.
It doesn't matter, no.
Okay.
Just from the psychology
Okay.
point of view with the owner, sometimes it's good to do it on the day, the execution date, so he's not physically got a title yet. Sometimes it's best, in my opinion, to try to do it on the same day. But it's absolutely fine to do it this way. And for me, the other way is a little bit more stressful for my office.
Okay.
This way is more relaxed, so it's, for me, I'm also happy with my
This is style.
I'm very happy.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, because I personally think that, because I've already signed a contract with the landlord, so basically that land is mine. If I pay the rest of the money.
Yep.
So basically, I just want to make sure like the land will be okay with everything because I'm done with this Thai drama again.
The good news is
Should be over.
He's now following the plan.
Yeah.
For me, there's obviously that the biggest thing is, I don't think the biggest thing is him anymore.
The
Before,
landlord.
the easy thing was dealing with the bank and dealing with the land department. The
Yeah.
big problem was him.
Yeah.
Now that he is very forthcoming, he's answering our telephone calls. There's no problem. We have good communication on the telephone each time. We've even spoken to his daughter, who is involved with this as well. And so now my only big
His daughter involved in this land.
But right now I contact directly with him and when I talk about meeting,
Yeah.
it's okay to come to our office.
Yeah, so we spoke to his daughter a couple of times.
Okay.
And we've also spoken now to him as well, and he's very forthcoming, very happy to be coming down for the meeting.
Cool.
He's moving. So before it's gone from him being the main problem, and then the banks were easy, now to he's not a problem.
Yeah.
The only obstacle we have now, not land department, not the owner, is the bank.
Okay.
So that's the big one.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking like maybe that day we just confirm everything with the bank, and then we can proceed.
Yeah.
And so let me check. So I also want to know like because from the first time it's like we have this cooperation like from the first it's about like requiring to communicate with the landlord, communicate with the bank to confirm everything. I want to know that time I paid and that service it ends at where?
That can be completed already.
Okay.
So we have verbally got everything which the bank have confirmed that the amounts were quite large amounts. We gave the information at the time. They were quite large amounts. Mortgages due on the property, etc.
Okay.
We got the updated details from the land department at the time, if you remember. The land department had confirmed that everything was on stop.
Okay.
Yeah. And what we've actually done now is activated and got things started.
Okay.
So everything's moving. But going forward, in terms of what's been paid for, we finished.
Okay.
So I would like for you, if you're
So may I say that on the day that you get a confirmation from the bank, that means it's officially finished.
No, that would be additional work.
Additional work.
Because we have to create documentation. It's okay. My wife turned the light off. So we would have to create other documentation, and there's going to be more hours spent.
Okay.
We've already.
So on the day you're gonna meet the bank, you're gonna prepare some documentation.
And yes, and we would also be meeting with the owner to go through the step by step. To make sure that he's aware of the process, to make sure there's nothing that he is unaware of, and when we go to the bank, it's going to be like we are joined with the same story.
Okay.
Maybe.
But my point is that because we're not going to do the transaction on the same day of the October 7th.
Yeah.
So basically, I just want you guys to go to the bank to confirm with the bank again about what is a certain or not certain. So I would prefer like that day when you get the confirmation, I would see that the first job is completely done. Can I?
I would have to look through the original job. Listed on there.
Because I think my original job, I mean the first target is for me that I want to make sure that I can, pay the money to the bank and the bank will transfer the land to me, because right now the land is just cut. But at the end, if the land just cut and then they just got different titles with different plots, I mean but the bank still says no, that you cannot do this way. It's still not the thing what I want. So actually the first job is actually I want to make sure that whether I can pay to get the land or I need to sue the landlord to the court to refund.
Sure.
Yeah.
So let me, I'll look through our original job list that we had on there, and I will give you an answer later on today.
Yes.
And we'll also speak to the owner to check if he's willing on Monday to go to the bank.
Because this is also my style, because I don't want two tasks overlapping each other. I want to have a clear milestone about which is the end, which will be the next.
Well,
so
one thing that we have done and created from our end is when obviously we first started, the level of communication has stopped. There seemed to be an unwillingness between the owner and the land department. So what we have actually done from our side is we've actually spent a lot more time on this when we started, because we've actually had many telephone calls. We've sent staff up to the land on many occasions to actually find them. We've been into the bank more than normal, and what we've done is kick-started the process. So before we started, there was no split. Also, the bank had a limit on the document being active. So we had a period of time where the land department would only allow the split process based on the letter, the validity, how long it was valid for. So what we've done is we've kick-started the whole process, allowing us to get to the next step.
I very appreciate that.
So I think even the owner is going to welcome the sale, because before he had a situation where he had one large plot with a huge bank loan. Now by splitting it into 8 pieces,
it's
got
easier.
7 plots there. Where if all
I think the 7th one is the bigger one, right? The other one is only half right.
We only took the picture from the surveyor's report. He had a tablet. So we took the picture from the tablet. So what we need is permission from the owner, with again a power of attorney allowing us access to what the land department have actually done now to see the map. So it's only the owner and the land department have access to that.
I see.
We've only just, because we know the surveyor, he allowed us to take a picture. On the day.
So I mean, right now, I would be happy, if I know, on the October 7th, the land would say, okay. So I just need that answer, because like be honest with you, like whether the land is cut or whether the land department will say what, actually, or whatever the landlord done is actually just in the middle of the way. I mean, from my point of view, okay, from my perspective, I just want to buy the land or I want the money refund because I'm more like target focused, like purpose focused on this way. So I hope
we will have the conversation with the owner. We'll look at organising.
Because right now it's more important about the confirmation from the bank.
Regarding if everything is fine, the company setup, do you have any Thai friends that are going to be representing you on the company?
I have many.
How many?
Huh?
Do you have 3?
I have 3 is easy to find.
And so we can move ahead with it when the time is right. Do you also have a company name?
Because I will send the name to you because the company in Pattaya, they already actually checked the name for me and they already listed out some of the names are available.
No problem. So just in preparation, you're not obliged to continue with it, but if you just send us so we can try to register the name in preparation. Once I've got that name, it can take anywhere from 1 day to 4 days.
To finish registering.
But once I've registered it, we have it available to us for the next 30 days. So on the group, which is the
next 30 days.
I can hold the name for 30 days.
Okay.
Which I can save myself 1 to 4 days.
Okay.
If you just send me the list of the 3 names now.
Okay.
Your first priority, second priority, third priority.
Okay.
I will hold the name. So at least then once we've got our details next week, I'm automatic and press the button.
I get it. So basically that right now we just know whether there are some of the names are available. Which names are picked.
They'll hold me that name.
Yeah. So I will just pay for the money during the
only
13 days.
I can hold it and I've got it for 30 days. And then when we got the deal with the bank, and then I say we've got the deal, we've got the letter from the bank, ready to open up the company, then we can process.
And how long it takes to open the company? After you check the name?
I can open in 2 days.
2 days.
Yeah.
Okay. So for the 2 days, it's gonna be like one Thai person gonna be the director, right? The other 2 Thai people gonna be the shareholders. And then they're gonna do the land transaction, everything.
Yes, if you are happy with them, I will create the documentation, so it's all your Thai friends. They don't need to go. Our law firm will represent the company on behalf of your friends. I've also created documentation to remove their directorship and their power immediately after the transfer. So I create all the documentation for my client's protection.
So you that kind of like a power removal, that kind of like that thing you can also ask the Thai to sign something.
It'd be their company that is purchasing the land. And once the company has purchased the land at the land department, within 24 hours, I then introduce you to the company as a shareholder, and within 48 hours, I would then have you on the company as a director already.
So basically around 2 days, I would be changing to my name to be the director.
You would have then purchased shares at 49% of the company, and you will then be an active director. And the other thing that for the other Thai people, we also need them to sign to a kind of like documents called like share transfer document. I need them for setting up the company. They're on Copenhagen. So as long as they're on Copenhagen, because there's quite a lot of document signing. Company setup, document signing. Land transfer, document signing at my office. You've got 2 options. They can come here and they can sign, or I can give them to you and you can take them to your friend, and then the friend can sign. On the day they'll be signing a power of attorney to our company that they don't need to go to the land department. That our legal officer will go to the land department, and we will do Fairfax Law Firm will do the transfer on behalf of the company.
And that land transaction will take how long?
Like half a day.
Half a day.
Half a day.
So, but on the same.
I say half a day. Last time it was 8:30 and we left at 5 o'clock. That was the last time.
But at the same day, I need to pay the money to the bank, right?
Sorry?
At the same day, you're gonna transfer the money to the bank.
You would transfer to us that week or the week before
Yeah.
to our law firm.
Mm-hmm.
I need to show the bank here that we have the money.
Okay.
Yeah, so if next week, if they confirm we're good to go,
Yeah.
I will then do you a step 1, a step 2.
Okay.
I'll write it down for you. And then the sooner the money is over here, I can show the bank we are ready to go.
Okay.
They will send the letter to Suratani
Okay.
to say the customer, we've witnessed the money's in Thailand.
It will take 14 days.
About 14 days.
Okay.
If we, on some are a little bit more complicated. If it's a lease contract, leasing, then sometimes it takes longer, about 2 weeks or more.
But this is not lease contract.
This one's a purchase contract.
Purchase contract,
So
yeah.
we hope it should be less than 14 days.
I see.
It should be more easy with what's received. Will they accept one of the plots? And we if they accept it, we hope it's going to be less than 14 days. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Sorry. And after doing this, actually I heard before, like when I heard it from Pata, it's like normally the person buying the land and also in the land use the land to do the business if he's a foreigner. So basically he has to open two companies. One company is to only hold the land the other company is to run a business, but actually they will ask the company B to sign a contract with company A about like rent this land or whatever.
If you have the company owning the land, there's only 2 bungalows, one company, you receive the rent. That's clean, very black and white.
Yes.
Easy, you don't need
because I've heard some people they say like
if there's a company,
they got some problem with the company and it could be also run the risk that the land will be taken or whatever.
No, for a land of this size, or only 2 small bungalows, with a rent of, for example, 10 or 15 or 20,000 baht, that is perfect. Your revenue per year is going to be less than 1.8 million. So that's okay. That for me, you don't need another company. You don't need another expense.
Yeah.
If you have.
No, I mean, I just say like if I were to run a business or some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I may need to open another company, right?
No.
No.
You can have from the same company. If you do an online business as long as you tell me with your company objectives what the company wants to do. So it wants to do villa rental. It might want to do online marketing.
Yeah.
You tell us what the company wants to be active in.
Okay.
And then we will make sure it's got the listing and you can operate everything in there.
Oh, and one more thing is that in the future, even I become the what they call the director of the company.
Yeah.
I don't have to make myself a work permit or work visa. It's just like put my name there.
For signature, you're on there as a director.
Yeah.
Every year you would need to do your end of year accounting.
So I heard the same
We
from
have
Pate.
Kate in the office who does the auditing. She would just ask you this year, can you show me any incomings? So how many times you rented the bungalow? Example, 1 year 400,000, and then do you have any outgoings? I paid the gardener, I paid this, and you write down the list.
How about there's like no outcome and no income? Would be okay?
It's not good.
It's not good.
Not good. So we would need even if you don't have an incoming, we've got to show some outgoing. It might be your water bill, your electricity bill, all your usual operation bills, and maintenance if you bought some new tables, chairs, anything like this.
And may I say like how much to every month every year for the
18,000.
18,000.
Yeah, it's going to be 18 to 24,000, depending on the activity on the company.
Okay, it depends on like how many bills or invoices. Yeah, transactions.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's important is in the first year is at the end of the year, our accountant put the land as an asset into the company. So it holds. We've transferred the land department. That's good, but it's not in the company unless we show a transaction. What was the total price? Was it 2.8 million? How much is it?
How many in total?
Yeah.
3.75.
So we would have to show a transaction of what we've registered the land at the land department. So if it's going to be 3.7 million, we'd have to register 3.7 million as an outgoing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, this like 18,000 is like a maintenance fee, right?
No, this is for the
accountant,
which would do the documentation for that company for the government to show this is the income.
You got like a annual report.
Annual report.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So preparation.
So basically, if we keep doing this, like we can maintain the company on and on.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And I remember in Pattaya there was a problem. Is like after the company is registered and the DVD, right? What do you call it?
DVD.
Yeah, DVD will send 2 letters to the Thai people and to say that to confirm that you actually invested in this company or blah 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 blah, and then those people they also have to reply something or whatever. Have you seen these similar cases?
So what we do is we would issue that the company has no value. They have no money. Where did they get the money from? You.
Okay.
So you are going to loan the company. So we would issue a director's loan from you. So the company has got a director's loan from you.
Okay, I got it. So basically 2 kinds of contracts for the Thai shareholders. One, they would like to transmit the share out of someone, but the person living in
and the director, so they're going to be 2 signatures on the contract. You, signature, giving the money to the company. The second signature as a loan. The second one is the director in the company accepting on behalf of the company. And now we can go with that money to the bank, to the land department, transfer the land. Yeah, we introduce you then as a shareholder after. No problem. But before we don't need to put you on there. But you are the person who's loaning the money. We'll issue you at the department and get you a tax number. Because for loaning the money, you have to have a small interest. So that means that company now still has 0 value. Yeah. Because it has land, but it also has a debt. So even if your Thai friends are your Thai friends now, and not your Thai friends in the future, we have many ways to block the problem. One, we've got signatures to transfer the shares. If you came to me and said, I'm not friends with this person anymore, legally I can change the shareholder and take them off. Put them onto and put a new Thai person onto the company for you. This would be your new shareholder. I get it. Because basically, I just know like the director has a remarkable power. Actually, he could easily just remove any shareholder out or in without even report to the shareholder. Well, they still have to have signatures from meeting reports. So you still always have to go to the shareholders and have a meeting report. So even the shareholder, when you purchase in the land, you have to get a meeting report with everybody, with all the shareholders. So they've not got ultimate power. When certain transactions and activity with the business, you have to get confirmation from all the shareholders, and we call that a meeting report.
I see. Interesting.
Yeah.
Because I just remembered back in Pattaya, basically there was a period of time we actually changed in and remove out like the shareholders very frequently, like for several times.
There is a lot of.
Basically, we just give the DVDs a photo of the ID card, and then they just down it the same day.
There is some law firms or agencies, they may do things which are not exactly by law. We don't operate like that.
You still do a legal way.
We need to make sure if there is a director being introduced, then we have to have a legal document from the director allowing you to be coming onto the company. So we make sure everything is as legal as possible.
Okay, that is cool. And another thing is that because right now, because the other thing I will talk about is actually I'm still thinking about the problem of the lease of that house between Nukong, the army guy, with the landlord. Because that time the police called me. I went to the police station. Normally it was like a lower rank people, they would handle this with me. But that day, the police officer, like the higher rank, and he asked me to the office. It was on the 3rd floor, and it was very official. And then he gave me the documents about the contract between Nukon, the army guy, and Wallop, the landowner. And I just don't know, after I bought this land, and if they are so powerful, if they are very higher rank in the authority, how would I do with that?
If they have any legal connection to the plot which you're buying, it would have to be in the same way. The bank have got the mortgage connected. The new title will be issued in the owner's name, but already with the mortgage connected.
Sorry, can I repeat again?
The new title will be issued with the mortgage connected to the title. So it means the bank have a hold on that land. If the Thai people you're referring to have a legal contract which is registered, they will also have their name on the back of the title. But in this case, they won't. If there is going to be a rental contract in there as well, then obviously we would advise you. We have two problems: the mortgage, which we know we can already clear with the bank, but there is a rental contract, and at the moment there's none of that on there. So it's not on the.
It's only personal, right?
Personal, so it's not on,
But what if they are so powerful and they're gonna make trouble for you, things like that?
It would be directly with the owner, because he's sold the plot. He's legally allowed to sell the plot in conjunction with the banks. He's got many properties. If they're that powerful, they're not going to cause an issue to you. For no disrespect, a small bungalow. If they are upset, they would go for another bungalow, or maybe it's Amsterdam bar. So it shouldn't. This shouldn't be an issue.
Do you have the contact with Nukon, the army guy?
No.
I was thinking that because everything can be sold with money, right? So right now the landlord has different plots, lands, right? It's been cut. So basically, it's better to negotiate with Nukon about just ask him to take one of the land from Wallop.
That's up to them.
Yeah, up to them. But I was just afraid in the future, after the transaction is done,
from that point.
Yeah, and then they're gonna look trouble for me and blah blah blah.
If anybody comes onto your land, your company owns that land, you're a director and a shareholder, you have to invite people onto your land. So if they did come to the land, you can put a wall around it, you can do what you want. If there's any problems with that, then you can make a police report against anybody coming to the plot. Any reasonable person, whether it's an army member or an exile. Some people call themselves army, but they may be retired army, just protection or using their old influences. They don't want to be in the spotlight for doing something which is not clean. So if they've been given a property in the past, then they'll have to move it to a different property, because legally we have sold this.
I understand.
That would be the problem, not of you as a foreigner. It's going to be the problem with the owner. So I won't be concerned about that.
Let me confirm this again. So far, the latest check from the land department, you're still sure there's no lease document registered there, right? So this land is just as clean as it was.
It's just a mortgage.
Just mortgage. So, and also I hope that on the day we do the transfer, it's double confirmed with the land department to see whether in case they register this a lease in there.
As long as they don't register this agreement with the department.
The mortgage. You've seen how hard it is to negotiate with banks. If to get, I'm doing a job right now for a customer. We've been doing it for 5 months. We've been doing it for 5 months, and that's to register a lease on a land which has the mortgage at the same bank.
Actually, the money should go to the bank.
I'm registering a 30-year lease with the same bank. And we've been processing.
You told me about that.
5 months now.
They had dispute as well.
It's not a dispute. It's that they have a mortgage. That's a clean one. That's no dispute. And we are the bank have accepted, but they wanted extra clauses in there. So we've been back and forth to Suratani, back to Copenhagen. This has been going on 5 months now. This is to register a 30-year lease. This is where the leaser is in good relationship with the owner, the Thai owner, and the bank are in good relationship with the owner. Everyone's in good relationship. When the bank wants us to come, we all go, everything's perfect, there's no complaining, no problems. But with a clean, easy one, it's still 5 months so far. And that's to register. So if somebody is wanting to register within a week,
It's impossible.
Impossible.
Okay.
Impossible, yeah.
That's
If it's not there now, it's not going to be there within, no.
Yeah, because I was thinking, because right now he got several plots, you know, because this one is the best location, and they got the one next to it.
For the bank to allow a registered lease, they're going to say, how much are you paying? So therefore, the bank will need some of the money to go directly to the bank. Or they will not accept.
Exactly.
But once they accept a lease on there, it means they're giving the lease power. So the only way they're going to give power is if the bank are going to accept some money. So I won't worry about that.
Yeah. Because I was thinking that probably I shouldn't buy this land. I'd probably buy the land next to it. Then probably would be problem avoided.
Is it better?
I mean, do you think that's a good idea?
I don't know what the land's like.
I mean, that land is the same, but they still got to holiday, but just the view is lower, like a lower altitude, right? Altitude.
Yours is higher?
Yeah, mine's higher because it has a better sea view, the sunset view, whatever.
Stay where you are.
Okay.
Don't change.
Cool.
Don't change. Don't be scared of the army.
Yeah.
Come and see how I show protect you.
Yeah.
Don't be
And
scared.
how about the tax? I mean, the tax paying for the land department.
We have to pay for the two types of taxes. One of them is for the loan. If
The loan is paid by me or paid by
the loan will be from you to the company. The tax on that is going to be estimate 2,000.
The loan is actually my loan to the company.
Yes.
That has a part of tax.
Yeah, and it's about 2,000 baht.
2,000 baht.
2,000 baht.
Okay, it's not percentage. It's only like fixed amount.
No, it's a percentage. Yeah.
Huh?
It's a percentage.
Like that too.
At about price, yeah. So
Ah,
I'm
okay.
just working it out. I know 10 million baht is 5,000 baht, so for 4 million it's going to be about 1,800 baht, for example.
Okay.
There is also a second charge, which will be based on
The sale of the land.
The sale of the land. Now, there's two types of charges. One of them is if it's land only. One of them if it's land and a house.
Okay.
So for this particular.
But the house are not registered.
So then therefore the cheaper option would be registering it as land only. If there is no buildings on there on paper,
Okay.
then we register it as a land purchase only, therefore it's going to be less tax.
But how much is it?
We would have to check the valuation on this at the land
Okay.
department, but I would,
I would.
yeah. We've got two prices. One of them is that we're paying for it. One of them is the land valuation. They have on their computer system a land valuation. But I would anticipate.
They're gonna combine these two prices together.
Yeah. So part of it is two types of taxes. One which is the price.
Okay.
One which is their valuation.
Okay.
But the last time we did one for about 4.5 million, it was 28,000. So it's going to be about 25,000 pounds. Pounds.
Thai baht.
Yeah.
Okay. I get it. And there was once, the landlord told me, and we negotiated about like probably when we're gonna to transact the land in the land department, we're probably gonna tell them a cheaper price so we can pay less or some stuff.
The bank
Actually,
will be controlling this.
Yeah.
Because
So there's no way.
they're not going to give it away, and for the sake of 25,000 baht, my advice is we do everything as clean as possible.
Yeah, I get it.
And therefore,
There's no more aftermath.
No, the loan that we bring into the company it's a way of view then for tax purposes in the future as well. So it's better for us to show the real amount.
Oh yeah. But this price is actually shared by me and the landlord because we negotiated before.
That's half, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here are some of the things that I want to go with you about the new quotation. You have time?
Yes.
I mean, the land transfer and what this is about, like includes what?
I'll go through this and you can jump on the other job. Yeah. She's just finished off a contract in there.
Cool, yeah.
What time? Just 1 second.
Almost 12.
Coming in at 1.
Yes.
Okay. So, which part?
The land transfer.
Yep.
It includes what?
This is us creating the documentation
Okay.
between the Thai Limited Company and the land owner.
Okay.
Now there are two ways. In this case, there is going to be there is going to be when you're dealing with tie and tie, the documentation is a lot less.
Yeah, I know that.
When we only charge 15,000 baht if it's tie and tie, because it's a tie limited business. Then there is a lot more documentation involved, proof of funds, etc. This is always a complicated one. There is two ways that the money can be presented in the company. One of them, if the land is a value of 3.8 million, we would register the company at 3.8 million. But then we would need to show that the Thai or the foreigner have actually proof and evidence of the funds in the bank. Is your phone recording or not?
Yes.
Okay, stop.
Okay. You know, the funny thing is that I actually asked before about why I have to make 3 Thai in a company to take the land first as a Pattaya law firm. They never say it clearly. I mean, because I get your point.
Yeah.
I get your point. Okay, so let's check the. So because we do this way, that's why the price is much higher.
This is where we can guarantee. We do have some cases where we have foreigners that have got legitimate Thai partners.
Yeah.
So when they are providing statements, they've got the money.
Yeah,
no problem. So there's no investigation. It's all the statements and
it's just for business. It's nothing.
It's a clean business. A foreign owned. It doesn't have to be 49. It can be 10% or 30%. And the Thai people may own 70%.
Yeah.
But they've both brought money to the table.
Yeah.
What it is in this situation, it's a clear situation where the foreigner is the one benefiting and owning the land. And that's why, to make sure everything goes through smoothly,
I get it.
It's no problem yet.
Hello. As discussed, I'll be back after lunch. Hello.
12 sure. Yeah. Lunchtime.
And what is the handling fund?
This is handling the funds on your behalf. So handling all the checks and issuing them to the banks and the land departments on the day or prior in this case. I believe there's going to be we have to hand the checks to the banks here in Copenhagen, but we don't know if it's going to be the check just to here or they allow the owner to get a small portion of that as well.
Okay, then you have to transfer the money a little bit to the owner, a little bit to the land.
This is what will be in the negotiations with the bank.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So down to them confirming. If they confirm all of it goes to the bank, we'll organise a check which is from the bank here. But then we also have to provide evidence to the land department where the funds have gone. They will not issue. This is where on the day everything has to run like clockwork, because they will only issue the letter to the land department once that check has been cleared. So I, as a law firm, will need to go into there to protect your money, to go in there and make sure that once we hand over that check, because normally I'm only comfortable doing it in the land department. Now in a situation like this when there's a mortgage involved, I have to follow the check with my accounting. So my accounting goes with the check and with Howard. They go into the bank with the owner. The owner confirms that they accept the transfer. They have to sign as well.
Yeah.
We then pay whatever that fee is, whether it's the full amount or part of it. They then issue the letter. We hold that letter then
to the land department.
and then I have to carry that letter to the land department. That will allow the transfer. He then has to follow us to the land department to continue with the transaction at the land department. What we do is, on the day, we have 2 teams. I have one at the land department. I'm in the queue 8:30 in the morning. I'm also at the bank processing the letter.
So you have someone queue at the land department?
We have a fast process.
Okay, yeah.
But I have to be there 8:30 anyway, because I want my documentation because even if we don't queue, the documentation. I was in there. I think on Tuesday we had a big transfer going through, and it's still 8:30 in the morning. We had two things. We had the land, and we have Servitude Road, so we have the access road. We still, and we get VIP treatment. We are still
waited for 2 hours. Like
no, everything finished. I'd say we left there at 4 o'clock.
oh, okay.
Yeah, we were not there all day, but my staff were there in and out. Sometimes they came back, have to come back. They have got many steps to the process. It's not where you can come in and just do a final signature.
Yeah.
They can't step number 2, step number 3 until the signatures. Some of it's from the owner. So the owner, we will want to make his life as easy as possible.
Yeah.
So we'll make sure that when they come, okay, now you can go, and maybe I'll call you in 2 hours.
Okay.
And we'll call you in 2 hours, then you come.
Full service.
Yeah. And then we try to make it as easier for the landowner as possible, to make the whole service and the system as painless as possible.
Yeah. I get what you mean.
Yeah.
And I mean, in China, for doing this transaction, it's only like 5 minutes. It's done.
I feel very sad for the land department team because the paperwork is so 50
massive.
years ago. So 50 years ago. We were in there a couple of days
Maybe we
ago.
can propose them a system, like we can sell them a system.
Sell them a system.
Yeah.
It is,
I got a really good team, like the Chinese IT team, they done everything perfect.
And when you see what they've got to do, and then you have one title and all the history.
Exactly, they have to check everything.
You've got to do 3 power of attorneys, and you need to do this, and all this is evidence. Evidence, and that evidence of every transaction. When them coming to visit the land, they have to date stamp it. They've got the register. They've got the names of the people that went. They've got a report. They've got pictures. They've got diagrams. The whole history is there.
Yeah, it's very low speed processing.
It's unbelievable. We did one yesterday, a few days ago. I was in the manager's office at 9 o'clock. I left there at 12:30. And we were digging history of 80 years ago. And
exactly.
Documents from 80 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yes.
I see people like waiting there all the time.
Always.
Yeah, sad. Okay, so basically this handling fund is just about like I transfer the money to you and then you
it's
pay this, pay that.
At the right times and with my team protecting the money to make sure it's being done at the right time.
Okay, I have a small request. Is that because do you remember like in the contract between me and the landowner, and we talk about like he would like to build the concrete road. So that's why I reserved the third payment. But if we get the confirmation from the bank, probably we're gonna pay everything. I mean the second and the third. I mean if you can negotiate with the bank, you say like the bank would allow you to pay a small portion to the landlord or whatever. I hope you could reserve that part.
So
you know what I mean, right?
I can ask him what the price of that road would be, and we can try to pull that off the payment. So he's got
because I know the song we finish everything, he will not give a fuck about this anymore. He just said everything a nice way, but it's human nature.
Where is the road? What might be better is we'll try to speak with the owner. If he has got who's going to do the job, that we can hold the money, example 100,000, and the company that is going to do it, I will pay from the law firm to guarantee it gets done. Is that what I mean?
Sorry?
My worry is that if we give the 100,000, we hold it for the bank, and I give it to Mr. Onlop, then the 100,000 goes into his pocket, and the road gets built.
There's no way he's gonna build it.
My feeling is that if he has a quotation for 100,000, who's the quotation with? Give me the name of the company. Is it for the road, Is it for concrete or?
It's for concrete road. I mean for the concrete road to build everything, things like that.
To build the road. So
because right now the bar sells something else. It doesn't want Thai people go inside. So basically, if you can, they're gonna build another road. So people they leave, they go to the other way. The people they go to the bar, they go the other way.
One of my friend, he's the government, and he also has his own building firm.
Okay.
He would be a perfect person because he's a government official.
Yeah.
And we could say, okay, connect them two together.
Yes.
He would then confirm the building of the road, how much it is. I get a quotation. I show the bank.
Yeah.
And they know it's going into the land then it would make the other land plots more valuable as well, for example.
Yeah.
So then we'll say, example, it's 100 or 200,000. So we take it off the amount, and then I would then have two checks, one for the bank, one for the builder.
Yeah. Great. Director loan implementation insurance company host. Okay. This is actually similar to the second, right? The third and the second.
This is the director's loan. This is different.
Oh, okay.
This is providing the contract between you and the company.
Yeah.
And it's not just one contract, it's a contract but also a meeting report from within the company that all the shareholders agree on the meeting report, agree on the loan and the purpose of the loan.
Okay.
We then also have to once we've got all signatures, we then also have to submit that to the tax department, register you a tax ID, and then that document will be, once we've got the stamp from it and we've got the confirmation of payment, which is, let's say, about 1,800 baht, that is needed then in the land department. I need that document in the land department for the loan. Okay. If we don't have the loan agreement, then we need to see 4 million. We need to see the money.
Okay. Company setup. Oh, this 2 million baht capital is like they have 1 million, right? The minimum is 1 million.
You can do 100,000.
Oh, okay. But this 2 million will add up the price of this. I mean, your quotation.
Our quotation is 1 million or 2 million. It's same price. If you did 3 million, then it goes up 10,000.
I think 2 million you can have two foreigner working one.
2 million, you have one. Our price for 1 million and 2 million is the same price.
Okay.
If you go to 3 million, it's an extra 10,000.
Okay.
If you go to if you did a 4 million, it would be an extra 20,000. 4 million is 2 work permits.
Okay.
2 million
is for one.
Is one work.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I can tell your price is a little higher than the price I got from the Patia law firm.
In Pattaya, there is obviously lots more business around. There are also some people are behaving as agents. And maybe not law firms, legal law firms. We're a legal law firm.
No, but they are the most professional one in Pattaya.
Obviously in Copenhagen, there is not much quality the way there is in Pattaya, because obviously in Pattaya there is a lot more foreigners. We always give that TLT. So we're going to give like meetings like this. That's what when I've got the overall charge here, which is because I know the work that is involved. Okay. When we did some of our original quotation, I know that we've done extra more than that to actually get the job done, because we did hard work to try and locate the person, and at the start the accommodations were not great, and then when we actually had to explain to him who was behind the law firm, and then things moved very quickly. That's why things are moving now. With these are standard. Okay. If we were just going to follow a process, the 40,000 is not needed, but he's not following the contract. Okay. You need somebody to go down to the banks and negotiate all of the details that are needed. And that could be anything from, that's just one section at the bank, but there is, in all honesty, there's going to be multiple hours needed between the land department, with the owner, and the bank, not one time, but there's going to be several times where we have to touch bases
I think
to make the process work.
Number 5 is the most expensive, right, somehow. Like, can you somehow lower down the price, or?
My work.
Why I have a 5, you got 6? In the event we're required to supply on the day. Oh, I don't have this.
Yeah. you have told me that you have your Thai friends.
Yes.
So that this one would not be needed.
Okay.
This is in the event that the foreigner doesn't have your shareholders.
Okay.
You have shareholders, so this one is not needed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah, I mean, is there any way like you can make it cheaper?
I know already what work is involved with this character and with the banks.
Yeah.
And I'm just coming out of a similar situation where I'm 5 months down the line with a similar type of transaction.
Yeah.
We're going to be in the banks, and with the letters that we have to create with that particular job, I've had to change the letter 4 times.
What letter? The letter sent to the bank.
For the other person, for the other the rental for 30 years. We may have to go back to the banks multiple times.
Because right now, I think Wallop already agreed with all the things. So basically, we just go through the process and we'll be fine. There's no more negotiation or back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why I think you better lower down the price or like.
I will double check what I quoted on before.
Yeah.
But I believe that what we quoted on before has already previously stopped.
Yeah.
And what I've actually started doing now is actually into the new bill, so to speak.
Is there any way like I can ask Wallop to pay for this? Cause he made all the shit.
You know him. I don't believe that the bank are going to give him any money. I believe that they're going to swallow up the whole amount.
Yeah.
I can try to negotiate with the bank. If they feel that the money is going to go to the road, that's a little bit more respectable and more reasonable.
Yeah.
I don't think they know Wallop has already got 25%. I don't believe they'll give him any money on this. So if there's any money to pay for this,
Yeah, let's just see like how much the bank would like to give to the Wallop, and then we can take much as possible from that part. For the road, for this compensation thing.
Yeah. It's quite possible that if the building company for the road, if they added a little bit extra on there, and then they would pay 40,000 baht, that's possible.
Yeah. I get it. Okay, cool.
All right.
Yeah, so you help me to think about this way, whether
With the pricing, I can't think about it anymore. I'm happy to look at another option where we can try to get it from the building company.
Yeah.
And add it onto that bill, and they return the money later on. I can ask that.
Okay.
But in all honesty, I know that the work we're going to have to do between all of those departments, it's quite intense.
Okay.
And I know, just from memory from the last bill, we'd already finished a while ago. We kept on working. I was actually planning to bring you in a little bit earlier, but because we didn't have any.
Bring what?
Sorry?
Bring what a little bit
Bring
earlier?
you in to the office a little bit earlier. But at the time, the relationship with Wallop was still okay, but there was still no fresh information. So that's why we just picked up the game recently, where I said, look, we need to start building up now to start a company, for example. But we have definitely finished that section. If we go through our messages, there was definitely a line where we'd finished, and we're obviously now moving into the next area. If you was to say to me today that you didn't want to continue with any services, then of course I've done that, the extra work, and that's obviously just me because we've got busy and I just couldn't get you in time, you know. And I was happy to help with the situation. But I am happy with where we started and what we've done now in terms of processing the land. So we're in a very good position at the moment. I'm pleased with that. And for me, if we think about maybe our last meeting, where the land wasn't even starting to be split, and it looked very dark, the situation. It looked like we're going to force him to do it. Or law. We're looking at going to the courts.
The court.
Now we don't even need to talk about that because we're in a very good position where we're actually the light at the end of the tunnel is getting closer.
Do you know like why he started to be more cooperative?
I'm not quite sure.
I think he's fucking broke.
I think it's a combination of this. He does know my family. He knows who we are. My name was mentioned, and he knows who we are. So sometimes things get moving in that respect as well. It could be a combination of that, and it could be first time we offered him to come down to say hello to me.
Yeah.
And he said it's okay.
You guys ever met? You met
I have met him on tables.
before?
On tables.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, even in events.
Yeah.
I've met him, and normally he can see who.
When? It was this year? Long time ago?
No, over the years. Over the years. He knows the circles of people that we're
Yes.
connected to. And generally, when I've been involved with business for years, got very good friends and connections.
Yeah.
And sometimes when certain big officials, big police, big army,
Yeah.
they come to the island, they come to stay with me.
Yeah.
So he knows the connections.
Yeah.
Even when it comes down to he's got one army.
So if in the future the army guy would like to look for some trouble, you also help me this.
It would be best if you just
Talk to the.
talk to them.
Yeah.
When it comes down to army, there's nothing that we do that's untoward. We have just good friends. So when it comes down to army,
Yeah.
somebody's army friend from Suratani may be very big, etc. That's fine.
Yeah.
My army friends are generally generals from Bangkok
Wow, that's
or the
great.
south. When the generals come from Suratani in the south, they come to stay with me. I've had 3 generals and 40 army stay in my resort.
Yeah.
When they come to the island. So there's obviously with the the local people know me.
Yeah.
So it's okay. This is not me being big. It's just 18 years, and you like to make connections because it's good for your life and it's good for your business.
Exactly.
That's it.
Because you live here and also you got kids, you got wife. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody knows we are very clean, black and white, and everybody knows that I also
That's
help
good.
a lot of people.
Yeah.
Before I did the job and opened up a law firm,
Yeah.
I did a lot of these things anyway. There was always a queue of people coming to my office, and I didn't have a law firm. I was just helping people. This is what we did.
Help them about what?
Anything,
Okay.
any problem.
Yeah.
And it could be money received, not getting monies back, and they know that I know this person, so then I'd say, come on, it's reasonable. We have to.
Yeah.
So
for the locals or for the foreigners?
Both.
Both. Yeah.
Yeah.
The more power you get, the more responsible you have to make.
Yeah.
The people are gonna look for like help all
It is,
times.
and for me, as long as even with friends, even if it's a brother and sister, and I've told my children, if we are doing any type of business, you always have to have it in black and white. Always has to be on a contract, especially when it's family. The big family feuds and problems that go on this island is brothers and sisters. Mum and dad pass away, and then they inherit the land wrong, and you'll find. I think it's sad. It tends to be a lot of Asian culture where the parents will give the land to the eldest child and then the least. So what happens in Thailand a lot is if you've got 4 children, the best land goes to the eldest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then they'll give some other land to the second and the third, and then the youngest one.
But they got the equal size, right? It's just the location is the best or worst. No?
It can be. They make a promise to the children, and then you can get this. And some people they get beach land, and some people get land over there.
That's why the one-child policy is the best.
It's
You
very
don't have dispute on this.
There is a family in Hadiao where they have, I think, 4 sisters. The first 2 sisters have got the land on the beach. The third sister has got land on kind of on
The rock land something.
And then the small one, very small piece of land,
Road.
only enough space to build a small mini mart. So she got a small mini mart where her elder sister the wealth difference is huge. And I believe on a percent basis, if you have 1 child, they get all of it. I've got 5 children, they're all getting 20% each. That's it. Whether it's for business or land, you split it equally.
But this is written in the Thai law, or it's just like
it's what the parents. You can hand what you want to the children. It's up to you.
But they're gonna make a will before their death, right?
They would make a will before the death normally, And in some cases, not all, but in some cases they would die first.
Hey, this is actually the happening the same to the Amsterdam bar. Actually, the whole thing was actually owned by Wallop's father. And before his father's death, and Wallop somehow asked him to sign something, and basically all the land goes to Wallop. And so that's why all his sisters, all his siblings, they don't get anything. They only organize the Amsterdam bar and maybe they take some money from it. but most of the money, most of the income goes to Wallop, and then he just squander it.
He's probably the eldest, right?
He's the eldest.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because actually, there's a. Do you know there's a guy? The guy knows you, Ivan. He runs a hostel.
Okay.
And I forgot his nationality. But actually, he's doing a lot of like a land business. Like goes find a land and take pictures and find people who like to buy it or some stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's not important. The thing is that actually I was because I'm running my social media, back in China, and right now a lot of people they see me as an image of Copenhagen. Like whenever they talk about me, they call me old sis. So they call me old sis. They always say like Copenhagen old sis.
Okay.
Yeah, they use this.
Oasis.
Old sis, like old sister.
Oh, okay.
Old
okay,
sis.
yeah,
They call me
yeah.
old sis, like to mention my name. So basically, I was thinking that probably in the future I would use this title to sell land.
Promote.
Yeah, promote everything.
Yeah.
But I think that if there's because right now I see a lot of people they take the land or they get the land, maybe they do the agency, they do the agent things, but when they get the land, they get the information from the landlord, they don't have a contract actually. They just verbally agree that we're gonna 5% this thing.
A lot of agents do that way.
Yeah, exactly.
But because we have my law firm, write it because we're real estate as well.
Yeah.
So probably 40% of the land plots that we have,
you have agreement.
the agreement. 60% is because the land owner is a little bit old-fashioned and don't want to sign a document.
Yeah, I get it.
That's fine.
So that's why I was thinking, if in the future, if I would like to sell the land or everything, I would better prefer to sign an agreement with the landlord in case that in the future there's a buyer who got the other shit like this, and probably the buyer would like to turn me on, to find me to be responsible for this. Yeah.
It's easy for a lot of people to recommend a contract.
Yeah.
But it's not easy for the owner to agree to sign it. So we've got a contract where we will get a percent. We've got a contract where we are only exclusive. We've got a contract where if he sells it to somebody else because of our marketing, that he still has to pay me 5%. But that means my law firm, and we will take them to court.
Yeah.
But then
I think that is the part they wouldn't like to sign it.
But the only reason but it depends on who is given the contract.
Yeah.
If you have, for example,
relatives,
younger staff, given it, then they won't sign
beautiful
it.
ones.
But if you have my wife going to them, because she is well respected and she has a way of delivering, she'll be explaining you don't need to worry about that. Because we have this relationship.
Yeah.
You promised that I'm the agent. I promised to sell it for you.
Yeah.
And you're not going to sell it to anyone else, are you? And if you do sell it to somebody else, then you've broken what we've agreed. And it's just the way you deliver and explain the information. So as long as we stick to what we've agreed to, because we have had 2 cases where we promoted land and where it's all been on verbal, and I'm not going to sell it to anybody else. And then somebody else found the land through my website, found the owner, bought directly. And then we missed out on 500,000 baht of commission.
Yeah, I get it.
So, but some landowners will sign, some won't, and I get it.
And basically, my point of view is like I don't really need to be exclusive about this thing. I just want to make sure, he agrees that this land has no debts or kind of shit like what I experienced with.
Don't need him to sign that. That's what our due diligence will do. So that our different team in the office, we will check. You don't need to ask him.
No, but basically because first, there are many lands on sale, right? And then if you do the DD for every land, it will be very time costing. So basically, just ask them to confirm this. You don't do the DD, but when the person gonna buy it, then do the DD.
We do it on every land. I'm in the land department 3 times every day. So for me, if somebody wants to come in and it only takes me, I go down 2 hours, I've got the due diligence, I'm ready to go. So for me, it's no extra effort to get all the due diligence because my staff are down there every day.
Hey, if I sell the land, do I need to have a work permit?
A what, sorry?
If I sell the land,
like
as an agent, do I need to have a work permit or something?
Yes. You'll also need Thai staff, and you also need Yeah, you don't need a license.
How about I don't do it in a official way? It's like I just promote it into my social media, and when I get the clients, I will find you or find someone to finish the rest of the part.
If you're doing it online and directing it to a legal company,
yes,
then no problem. That's fine. All you're doing is promoting online. That's fine.
Okay.
The problem is when people are actually visiting people at the pier, showing them to the land. That's the illegal part. Yeah, that's the illegal part, and that's what too many people are doing now.
Yeah.
So people used to do something before, and now are having a hard time, and now they change their style, so now all of a sudden become real estate. And a lot of these people haven't got the right type of work permits, haven't got the type of documentation.
Yeah.
So the people that are involved, like the Thai that have been selling for many years, they're getting upset that the foreigners are coming in trying to take a market which they've not got the right.
But of course, the foreigner can speak English well or can speak a different language.
It's an unfair advantage for two reasons. One of them is that, it's fine that they're English or English speaking, that's fine. But what's unfair is that they're actually not got the right type of documentation. And then when they earn the commission, they don't pay tax. So these are some of the big factors. Yeah.
But the commission actually is given by the first payment or by the second payment?
Up to the agreement.
Okay.
The standard would be on balance.
Okay.
I would say 30% of it will be on deposit and balance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I see. Cool.
Alright?
Yeah, let's talk about this later.
Yeah. Well, I've got a new partner joining with me. German. And he's going to be joining with me with my real estate. He's got a very big company in Bangkok which is all marketing, and he is going to be joining with the real estate for, I would say, probably within the next 2 months. Everything will be all ready to go, new websites and things like that.
New website?
A new website, yeah.
A new brand?
Same brand.
Okay.
So it's our brand, but he's going to be joining with us as a partner, and we're going to be.
He's gonna move to Copenhagen to live.
He's here already.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just bought a plot through us.
Okay.
At the moment, seven right. He bought through us 2 or 3 weeks ago, and.
You're gonna build a resort there?
No, we're just selling it. Just buy it to sell. And there's going to be two businesses. One of them is going to be real estate, and one of them is going to be business investment.
Okay.
Which again, like speaking to you today, if you yourself or friends, some people are interested in investing in Kobe now. You don't need to buy the land, but invest in the company that's buying the land. We've got a plot in Hadsalad. We're bringing on investors up to 35 million to buy the plot. When we buy the plot,
what's the maximum numbers of the shareholders?
Sorry?
What's the maximum
every project will have a target of how much money we need to raise.
Okay.
So for projects in Hazard, we need to raise 35 million. That's a combination of buying the land and the infrastructure, all the things that we need to do.
Only 35 million.
Only 35 million. We are guaranteeing that everybody who put the money into it, the minimum is 1 million.
But there's no building there, only a land, right?
Land.
You're gonna use the money to build the buildings.
I'm using the additional money to be building the roads, chopping the land into pieces.
Okay.
Every land plot automatically will have a company set up already. Every land plot will be subdivided and have the contour. So it has the basically you'll have a wallet ready to go. For your land plot will have a company. It'll have the architect contours. It'll have water. Contour, like when
up and down things.
Yes, which the architect needs for his drawings.
Okay.
Normally, it will cost people around 10 or 15,000 baht for this service.
Yeah.
But every land plot will have it automatically.
Okay.
So you don't in due diligence inside. So some people, sometimes I have 4 customers to do due diligence on the same plot. It's crazy. If we're selling it, the due diligence is in one pack.
Why there are 4 people doing the same DD on one plot?
Because 4 people are.
They want to buy
the same plot.
So if there's the DDs down land, then the other people they don't have to spend extra money.
That's it. There's one person. So me as a business investment, so we'll be selling it, making it easy. If you're interested in that plot, there's one pack for plot number 1. And then if somebody else wants to buy plot number 1, whoever makes the deposit, but we've got lots of packs for plot number 1 with all the due diligence, everything done. Every land will have the water pipe, and we'll have the electricity, and when the electric goes off, we have a generator. So we have water tanks. There's always water. There's engines on site to make sure the generators have always got electricity.
Yeah.
The driveways, the lights, etc.
They use generators to generate electricity.
Yeah, so we've got the government electricity, but when the electric goes off, we have the generator as well.
I thought the whole electricity was generated.
No, it's only through the backhaul.
Okay,
only through the backhaul.
Yeah.
So people that will be invested in this plot.
Well, there's a lot of blackout here.
Well, our electricity comes from Suratani, under the ocean.
Okay.
So it comes from under the ocean to Samui and then under the ocean. And sometimes we've had boats causing problems with the electricity lines and many reasons, wear and tear as well. So this is not a power plant on the island. But with things like that, where we're trying to bring investors on board, that's where you will be good. Because we are guaranteeing people 20% within 12 months. And if we go over 12 months, it goes from 20% up to 25%. There's no bank giving you that.
Sorry, what is 12 months? About what?
So if you give me $1 million, I will give you 1.2 million back in 12 months. So the development is going to pay the investor the money back. If you are happy and with project number 1, I've got project number 2. And people will be invited as a priority. So if you were happy with your project for project 1, I will always give our investors.
It sounds like a private equity.
Yeah, that's it. So this is it. So we guarantee an amount of money. If we go over 12 months, then you'll get a higher percent back.
Okay.
If it's over 12 months.
Yeah. But what if the project fails?
Well, what's the worst case? The project owns land.
Yeah, you just give the land out.
That's it. So worst case scenario, after 24 months, if we can't get the money back to you, then you will inherit a piece of land which has got a higher value. That's it. Yeah. But the project, I'm specifically looking at areas. Some areas, we may be like, for this particular project, I am dynamic about it and I know that I can get money back within 12 months because of the location. There's another one on that.
Where is it?
Hatsalat.
Hassan. Oh, it's over there, near Hadiao.
Yeah. And there's another project which is on Bantai. But I wouldn't be able to guarantee people for 24 months. Bantai is not. We need the doors to open up again for Bantai. But for Hatsalat, we can sell this one very quickly.
You need how many people for raising 35 million?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I can have 35 ones, or I can have 3 people with 10 and 1 with 5. So it depends on how many people, how many people are coming to the table.
Yeah.
I've got one guy who represents 6 people. He wants to bring 10 million to the table, and he's representing 6 people. So we've got a few different options, and that's what the project will be doing. So there's a few different ways. The land plots separately, and the business investment group. Where I think with yourself, with a lot of your connections that you've got. Yeah. All right. I'm going to get to lunch.
Yeah. Sure. Let's talk about it later.
Sure.
Thank you very much for today.
Well, good to see you again.
See you. Thank you.
No problem.
This is your pen.
Thank you.
Whoa, every day is so hot.
Yeah. Why you came? It's warm weather.
That's why I'm wrapping myself like a terrorist. See you.